Hey everyone, welcome to my video about installing my custom fog light brackets. Just wanted to make a quick video real fast to show you guys how to install them. So this one's already on, so obviously I'm just going to be showing you one side here. But basically, going to try and get through this pretty quick. Reach out if you have any questions. This is already loose on mine, but essentially, you can kind of grab onto the edge of this here and pop it out, and then grab over onto this other edge over there and pop it out. So on the back of this, you can see this. Oh goodness. This tab here is going to go into, it goes into that slot. Sorry for the quality or the lighting. There's a little nub, a little nipple down here. That goes in this top hole. And then these other two guys just kind of, hook on to the side here. So pretty much you just got to pop it out. So my kit is going to come, you received two assembled fog light brackets, and some miscellaneous hardware. So what I'm showing you here is half of the total, because the other hardware I've already used on the other side. But sorry, you're not going to get tools. But you'll have 3 screws. These are like plastic, or 4 plastic. You'll have a bolt, a metal washer, and 4 nylon locking nuts. Again, you'll have twice this amount, for the other side. But essentially, if your bumper hasn't been touched at all since it was new, these holes are going to be kind of, painted over. Mine are not anymore because I've been, test fitting and stuff like that. But anyways, there's paint right over top of these holes, and they were just kind of dimples. So, but you don't actually need to pre-drill. So basically, behind this plastic is a nub back there that already has a hole in it for the screw. So the front right here, all you got to do is basically poke through that front, and then there's a hole there waiting for you. So you don't need to do any drilling or anything. And so the screws I'm giving you are going to bite to the inside of those plastic cylinders that are coming out the back there. So you're essentially going to set this bracket in here and line it up with the holes on that side. Screw the screws in, line it up with the holes on the other side, and screw those screws in. So I'm going to put the camera down and time lapse this for a minute. Alright, so as you saw, I used this, power screwdriver, electric screwdriver, and zip those 3 in. So I've also provided you a bolt that you can stick through here, this bottom one, and from the back side, you put the washer on there, and then one of these nylon locking nuts behind it from the back side. I'm not going to do that right now, since I'm, kind of test fitting and making videos and things like that. But that's what that hardware is for, so you can lock down this bottom corner if you want to. Honestly, I don't think it's really necessary, but hey, gave you the parts to do it if you want. So the next thing you're going to do is actually install the light onto these 3 mounting posts. So grab your fog light, and you're just going to kind of finagle it and push it onto these 3 posts, and then you're going to take the remaining 3 nylon locking nuts provided and secure the fog light down with the locking nuts. All right, as you can see, I just took my 8mm socket, put it on the end of a drill, and tightened up these nuts. If you bought these kind of cheaper Civic, replica OEM headlights, be really careful when you're tightening these down, because this housing is pretty cheap. I think plastic. If it is metal, it's paper thin. And if you tighten these down too much, you're going to crack the housing here. I've got a set of OEM, factory fog lights that I'm going to be putting on here after I get done with all these videos and test fitting and things. And I think the housings are a little bit more robust. But either way, be very careful. You may even want to do this by hand instead of with a drill like this. Also, to be able to wire this up and everything, you're probably going to have to take your bumper off anyways. So you may not actually be installing this on the bumper itself. Obviously you can if you want to, because I'm doing it here to show you. But likely you'll have this bumper off sitting on a bench or something. That'll give you better access to the back side when you want to put this nut on the back of this bolt here. What else can I think of? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. That's about all you got. One other thing to note. So this corner, the top, inside corner of the light on both sides does not get any type of screw or anything. This is exactly like the factory, the OEM bracket works. And so I made my, replica brackets work the exact same way. So essentially you take an Allen wrench. I need to figure out the size. I'll give you guys the size maybe down in the comments. But all you do is you stick that Allen wrench into this hole and into the tip of the screw that's back there. And as you spin this to the right, it's going to tilt the light up, and as you spin it to the left, it's going to tilt the light down. I'd recommend probably starting out with it pretty straight up and down till you get it wired, and then you can make some adjustments with the light on. But yeah, it's a really nice feature. Again, both OEM has this and my brackets have it as well. So the last step, other than your wiring and all of that, is going to be cutting a hole in the cover that aligns with the light. And so I've provided you a template, a stencil, and the stencil I believe is I haven't actually made it yet. I'm going to start working on it right this second. But as you can see, the back of these covers, they already have this kind of circular line on the back, almost as if you're supposed to cut on that line for the fog lights. But I tried that, and that's not correct. So don't do that. Do not trace on this line. But I think what I've got in mind, what I'm about to make for you guys is, basically a piece of paper that you're going to align it with these lines, and then it's going to give you, another line to cut out from there. So that's how that's going to work. So basically what you're going to do is put that stencil on here, cut this plastic. You can do it with a razor blade. Trace the line that I provide for you. You may want to come up and with a some sandpaper or a Dremel tool or something, and kind of clean up your cuts, because your razor blade cuts are not going to be perfectly smooth. So you might want to kind of sand it down and round everything off and make it look nice and neat. But then you just basically put that cover right back on. You're good to go. All right, so here's what I've come up with for your template. It looks odd, but I think this is going to work just fine. So basically, I'm going to provide you, two of these, cut them out of the sheet of paper, um, as tight to the line as you can get them. And so basically, you can see the lines on the back of the fog light cover here. See how there's this straight one at the top, and then you have the curves coming down. What I want you to do is align it so that the longer tab here, the one that's sticking out the most, is facing this line, or this edge, kind of vent, whatever you want to call it. And then what you're going to do is just push it so that, sorry that the image is not great. Let's see if I don't know if I can get that much better, but the top of these two little wings, the top line is going to align with the line on the cover, and then the sides of the wings are going to align with where the curve starts. So line it up just like that. And, you can tape it down, or whatever you need to do. Tape it down and then trace around this. So I'd have a little fine point mechanical pencil, and I trace around the line here, and then you can take it's the same thing for the other one. It's just basically flipped over. See if I can get the lighting on there. So you have the line on the top and then the two on the side. The longer tab on my template, point it towards this vent. Align the top of the tabs with the line on the cover, and align the edges of the tabs with that circular line. Trace around it. Once you get both of those traced out, you're going to take a razor blade, and you just cut it out with a razor blade. Take your time, be really careful, and basically you're going to be left with your cover with a hole in it. As you can see, cut lines are not perfect with a razor blade, so I would come back in here, whatever you want, a Dremel tool or a piece of sandpaper or something like that, and sort of smooth out those lines. It is an odd shape. The circle you cut out is a really odd shape. It doesn't look like a circle, but that's because of all the angles that are involved here. Once you get over, the light itself is not round, and then it doesn't actually poke through the cover perpendicularly. It pokes through, at an angle, and so that just makes it an odd shape. But this will get you in the ballpark. Again, you may have to, enlarge the hole a little bit, sand it a little bit, touch it up, make it just perfect for yourself. But that gets you right there in the ballpark. Should work. So once you put the cover back on, the installation's complete. So this is, kind of the final product. Again, this cover was cut too big. I followed that line on the back side of the actual cover, and so you can see through, all around it. It looks bad, but you get the idea, you get the point. Anyways, thanks for buying my product. Hopefully you enjoy it. From this point, you just, wire it up however you want to, tie it into the headlights, tie it into its own switch, power it however you want. That's kind of up to you what you want to do there. But yeah, from here you got a really nice factory OEM fog light setup. So enjoy.